Okay, it's that time again to call out Channel 1. And why are we calling out Channel 1 today? Because there was a stabbing right at Washington Square Park earlier this morning. And surprisingly, the 6th Precinct was completely off guard. They were just completely caught off guard. Because they didn't have a homicide in that precinct all last year. Okay? I mean, I'm very glad that they did 2 minutes covering, Ozone Park residents talking about crime, but, you would think with what happened last night, it would be on the front page. No, not anywhere. Again, it's so obvious what this TV station's gearing to. It's so obvious. We don't even need to get into the point blank. So, nothing on here. Nothing on here. So we actually have to go to a real news website to find out what happened. So here we go. And I had to find this out on 1010 Wins this morning. So here we go. Brooklyn man found stabbed to death in Greenwich Village. So here we go. By the way, I want to mention that Adam from Loud Labs New York covered this as well. The NYPD is investigating the death of a man who was found stabbed in Greenwich Village early this morning. At 1:27 a.m. on Friday, May 13th, officers from the 6th Precinct responded to a 911 call regarding a man stabbed at the intersection of West 4th Street and 6th Avenue. Upon their arrival, officers found a 28-year-old man named Samir Abdallah at Battery Avenue in Brooklyn with stab wounds to his torso. Paramedics rushed Abdallah to NYC Health Hospital's Bellevue, where he was pronounced dead. Further investigation found that Abdallah was involved in a dispute with a group of men prior to the attack, all of whom fled the scene on foot prior to when the police arrived. A weapon was not recovered and there have been no arrests. So, let's go to Google Maps and show you where this is. And obviously, this is an area that I am very, very familiar with. So, obviously, this is disturbing to think that this could happen literally right in front of the basketball courts where Washington Square Park is. See? I'm going to show you where this is. I know exactly where this is. Believe me. Yep, this is where it happened. This is where it happened. I mean, you have two banks over here. You got Papaya Dog. And mind you, this is right by where the movie theater is. Yeah, here's the basketball court. Well, try to show you it right here. Yeah, so this is where it happened. Right around here. So I'll show you where the movie theater is. Let's see if we can even find the movie theater. I think the truck is blocking the movie theater. I hope not, please. That would be... Okay, yeah, here it is. This is where the movie theater is. So, again, I'm very familiar with this area. My goodness, in Greenwich Village. You literally cannot make this stuff up. And this is what Eric Adams is clearly ignoring. He doesn't understand that there is a big problem going on right now. Speaking of the parks, you're not going to believe what happened right by Sunset Park. And I got tipped off by somebody about this. So apparently, at the 9th Avenue subway station, right by Greenwood Cemetery, a Bangladesh student passed away after falling underneath a subway train. Here we go. The accident took place on May 11th at 9 p.m. This was a Hunter College student. So, this hits way too close to home for me. As many of you know, my colleague Andrew Tiger Lee's alma mater is Hunter College. So, this is just very shocking. So, this is just crazy. I mean, Channel 1 ignored this too. I mean, you know what's going on here. You know what's going on here. So I'm going to show you where this happened. So this is where it happened. 9th Avenue, right here on the D track. So this is Greenwood Cemetery, right around here. So here's the mouse cursor. See the mouse cursor? This is where it happened. And guess where? Guess what, folks? Sunset Park is not too far from here. Literally, Sunset Park. Out of all places. In fact, I'm going to show you a little bit of Sunset Park virtually here. Let's take a look at 41st Street. See, look at this. I mean, this is normally a nice area. I mean, you have a lot of Asians who live in this area. And, you know, this happening in their own community, I mean, this is just shocking. My goodness, Sunset Park. I mean, you literally cannot make this stuff up. And speaking of Brooklyn, Channel 7 did actually cover this last night. I was watching the 11 o'clock newscast, because I know Sade Bedarawa was bringing this up. Cop Sikh bigot who punched Jewish man on a Brooklyn street. So, mind you, Brooklyn's seeing a lot of anti-Semitic attacks this year. So here we go. This happened on Tuesday, May 10th at 2:06 p.m. Funny enough, this was when I was on the Q46 on Union Turnpike. An 18-year-old man was wearing traditional Jewish attire while walking in front of 1801 Avenue M when he was approached by an unknown man. The man demanded that the victim make a statement about Palestine before punching him in the right eye. The suspect then fled on foot. The victim suffered pain to his eye and was taken to Northwell Health Maimonides Medical Center in stable condition. The investigation is being conducted by the Hate Crimes Task Force of the NYPD. Crime Stoppers of the NYPD released photos and a video of the suspect nearby 1279 East 17th Street. So again, I have to figure out what neighborhood of Brooklyn this was if I can pull it up on Google Maps, but let's try to give you a suspect description if we can. So apparently, the suspect was last seen wearing a light gray hoodie, wearing, I guess, Nike sneakers, last seen wearing a blue backpack, black pants. So that's the suspect description I can give you. Now, as far as the skin color, I can't really speculate on that. All I can give you is an accurate description of what the suspect was wearing at the time of the incident. So, let's look up this address, 1801 Avenue M. Now, if I could put this in Google Maps, let's see where we can look this up. Definitely Brooklyn. That's a given. So let's see where this is. I think I have an idea where this is. Oh, no surprise! Midwood! Yeah, Midwood's a very high populated Jewish area. Am I surprised? No, not really. And funny enough, guess what? This happened right by the 63rd Precinct. So I know this area pretty well. Alright, because this is literally not too far from Mill Basin, where my parents' friends live. You literally cannot make this stuff up. This is right by the 7-Eleven. So I know this area pretty well. Here's Ocean Parkway. Here's Ocean Avenue. Here's Coney Island Avenue. Yeah, I'm very familiar with this area. You're not safe anywhere now. This is what Eric Adams, again, is completely out of touch. Oh, and the funny thing is, young Israel of Midwood's around the corner. Why aren't I surprised that this happened right by here? You got Congregation Mordecai. I mean, you got, what else around here? Kai Goswasher, Congregation Torah. So again, I'm very familiar with this area. Very familiar. As I said, you're not safe anywhere anymore. However, we got some good news. We actually have an arrest with what happened at Maspeth High School a couple of days ago. So let's read this. So, it says here that a 17-year-old student was shot in the arm. So according to the 104 precinct, the teen was arrested and charged with attempted murder, assault, criminal possession of a loaded firearm on school grounds, and reckless endangerment. So we know what happened on Wednesday, and we know the teen ran inside the high school. So I'm trying to see. Well, this is interesting. Congresswoman Grace Meng issued a statement. I condemn the shooting of a 17-year-old near Maspeth High School, hoping the student makes a full recovery and must continue doing all we can to keep our students safe. So, there you go. I mean, what else is new with Eric Adams completely ignoring us as usual in Queens? You know, he doesn't care about Queens. You know, he doesn't care. You think he honestly cares? No, he really doesn't. So I'm just looking at the subway crime that needs to be covered, of course. So we'll get to that. I do want to read about the stabbing in Corona. And look at this. There was a incident in Greenwich Village. I gotta read that. I think I heard about that on 1010 Wins as well. So let's go to the incident in Queens Village. I want to get to that one first. Then we'll get to the subway crime in Queens. Just trying to organize everything here. We're good? Yeah, okay, we're good. Gotta do this on the fly. So let's read what happened in Queens Village. This happened on Monday afternoon, 4:15 p.m. This happened at the Springfield Boulevard, Hillside Avenue location of McDonald's. So here we go. 3 suspects involved in the attack were apprehended by police from 105 Precinct, while a 4th individual remains at large. So, apparently there was an assault that led to this incident. So it says here that police from 105 Precinct claim the 4 female suspects went on the attack as a result of the dispute that began on social media. The group took out their rage on 2 girls ages 14 and 15. The perpetrators pounced on the 2 girls, raining blows upon them with their fist. One of the suspects discharged a conductive energy weapon at the pair. So we do have a video. We're going to zoom out because this is just too big. Let me see if I can zoom this out. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. A little bit. Let's zoom out one more. Yeah, this is definitely more reasonable. So let's see if we can play it. Now there's no volume, which is obvious. But I mean, come on. I mean, you know how I know this area very well. I mean, it's so obvious. Here we go. So the 15-year-old's backpack was removed. There was $50 in cash. Her ID and AirPods were also stolen. It says here that 3 of the cohorts wound up being cuffed by officers who responded from the 105 Precinct. So the assailants aged 14, 16, and 17 were charged with assault and harassment. The 16-year-old girl was additionally booked for criminal possession of a weapon. The 2 victims, meanwhile, were brought by EMS to Cohen's Children's Medical Center in Long Island for treatment of injuries including pain, swelling, lacerations, and bruising to the head and body. Cops also released an image of the backpack theft involved in the beatdown. So we do have a picture from the Crime Stoppers. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a good picture. I mean, she's definitely going to get caught. I'd be surprised if she wouldn't, and, this is another tough job the Queen's DA Melinda Katz is going to have to get involved with. That's a given right there. Okay, so let's see if we can get to the other stories. Yes, I know I got 3 more I got to read. Here we go. Homeless man fatally stabbed at a service station in Corona. So here we go. Police from the 110th Precinct in Elmhurst responded to a 911 call for an assault at the mobile station at 105-45 Horace Harding Expressway. Oh, no surprise, I got tipped off about this one on Twitter. Curtis Rip, 58, with stab wounds to his torso. EMS responded to the crime scene and rushed Rip to Booth Memorial Medical Center in Flushing, where he was pronounced dead. A preliminary investigation revealed that the victim was involved in a dispute with 2 men who fled the crime scene on foot just before police officers arrived. No weapon was recovered from the scene, but a 26-year-old man was taken into custody as a person of interest after police found him in the vicinity of the crime scene. The investigation remains ongoing, according to an NYPD spokeswoman. Alright, so there you go. Now we're going to get to some of the subway crime, and we have 2 stories that we're going to read before we wrap this video up. So here we go. J-Train rider was roughed off in Woodhaven. A necklace was snatched from a woman. Oh boy. So here we go. Let's read this. A 31-year-old woman was riding a northbound J-Train at 11:05 a.m. on Monday, May 9th, when a man approached her and shoved her in the neck. The assailant then pulled off her necklace from around her neck and bolted the train from the 85th Street Forest Parkway station and then out of the transit system. The necklace had the name Rona on it, and the victim was not injured as a result of the incident. So let's see. Suspect has multiple tattoos along both arms and close cropped hair. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, ripped blue jeans, white sneakers. The suspect had a black bag snug over his shoulder. Here we go. He definitely got a good look of him. And then lastly, a pervert sought for exposing himself to a teenager on the 7 train in Woodside. So here we go. This happened in broad daylight on Tuesday, May 10th. So here we go. The 17-year-old victim was aboard a 34th Street Hudson Yards bound 7 train approaching the 69th Street Fisk Avenue station above Roosevelt Avenue when the man walked up to the teen and began whispering to her, police said. The woman initially did not hear what the suspect said and turned toward him. That's when she realized he had exposed himself and was masturbating, according to the NYPD. The victim informed a conductor who ordered the man off the train at the 69th Street station. The teenager remained on the train while the suspect was last seen on the Manhattan-bound platform. The NYPD released surveillance video of the suspect and described him as 35 to 40 years old with a dark complexion and medium build, weighing 160 pounds and around 5 feet 4 inches tall with a full beard. He was last seen wearing multiple gold chains, a blue New York Yankees cap, a blue bandana in his rear pocket, a gray t-shirt, earrings, and a multicolored jacket and blue jeans. So, let's watch a quick video surveillance. I mean, they gotta catch this guy. I mean, for crying out loud, how do you let him go? Alright, where is Transit District 20? I mean, my goodness. So, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I mean, this is all the news that Channel 1 is not obviously covering, so I have to do their job as usual. So, I'm going to wrap this up. And again, as long as Channel 1 keeps doing their usual antics, you know I got to keep calling them out. So, thank you for watching.